In this video, you'll learn about AWS Glue data integration differentiators. With the AWS Glue data integration service, you get serverless scalability and pricing for extract, transform, and load, or ETL jobs, multiple authoring experiences that foster collaboration and productivity, and the ability to create custom visual transformations for your business. Developers and data engineers run ETL jobs on periodic schedules or based on event triggers. However, most data integration offerings have a significant amount of idle time. Furthermore, volume can fluctuate throughout the day, requiring various levels of compute power for even the same ETL job. With AWS Glue, when an ETL job is launched, servers are spun up in seconds to perform the necessary tasks and then shut down immediately when the job is completed. This ensures that ETL developers and data engineers only pay for the resources they use during the job. This serverless approach is a game changer for data integration, empowering customers to focus on their data without the overhead and expense of managing capacity or infrastructure. In addition to this fundamental differentiation, Glue's user interface provides a unique authoring experience that accommodates user-different preferences and skill sets. Business users can get started quickly by building visual ETL jobs, while more technical data engineers can create advanced jobs using custom code. Let's take a look. We'll begin in AWS Glue, where we can move and transform data by authoring or editing an ETL job. We can create a new job by selecting one of the starting points, or we can edit an existing job. We'll look at an existing visual job first. This job joins two data sources together and writes the output to an Amazon S3 bucket. We can click on any node to learn more about it. We can view or modify its properties in the panel on the right and preview the data or output schema in the lower panel. We can easily add nodes. On the Transforms tab, we can choose how we want to transform our data. On the Data tab, we can browse the available data sources. With the Visual Editor, we can define data integration jobs to meet our business needs without needing to write any code. If we want to work with the underlying code, we can view and edit the job's script. Let's copy the script that was generated for the data node so we can use it later. Next, we'll set up a Jupyter Notebook, which is an interactive job authoring environment that allows engineers to test and debug code quickly using sample data. Here is our AWS Glue Studio Notebook. We can modify these parameters based on our expected workload, and then run the cell to initialize the interactive session. The notebook has been initialized. We can add a section by clicking the plus icon. Let's paste in the data script code we copied earlier. To run the code, we can press Shift plus Enter on Windows or Command plus Enter on Mac. The blue bar tells us the code ran without error. If our edited code includes mistakes, the notebook will display an orange bar so we know to make corrections. We can add a section to show how the data looks at this step. Let's run the code. The interactive preview allows us to see the data state and ensure the data formats are correct at this step. Let's remove this section. Now let's save the notebook to turn it into a job. Using the tabs in the notebook editor, we have the same options for working with the job as we did in the visual editor. Next, let's look at how we can make code we've developed available to a no-code user. Let's return to the visual ETL job that we reviewed earlier. We can add a custom data transform that business users can access from here and apply to their jobs. This documentation page includes step-by-step instructions for setting up a custom visual transform in AWS Glue. Once we've defined the code and uploaded the transform to Amazon S3, it will be available to users through the AWS Glue Studio visual interface. Let's select a custom transform that is already set up in the visual ETL editor. The transform has been added to this ETL job. In this way, data engineers can write business-specific ETL logic and share it in a central way with users of varying skill sets. You've just learned about AWS Glue data integration differentiators. You can learn more about this topic in the description and links for this video. Thanks for watching. Now it's your turn to try.